apologies to the those viewing live. I lost power, and so we're about to come back.
Brad lost power, and so we lost a hangout.
Yeah. What can I say?
Somehow we didn't lose. We lost power, but then we didn't lose the hangout until he came back.
Yeah.
So,
However you want that to work out, it worked out. So.
Right. Let's do that. Can you see my screen share?
I can see you. There we go.
Okay, cool. It's not showing up for me. There we go.
It took a little bit, but it come up.
All right, cool. All right. Shall we move on? Let's talk about something that's excited Max a little bit this week. Possibly, I don't know. Maybe TFW has this wrong. Max, you've got a bit of an interesting theory. We are looking at a prototype of what appears to be a possible leader class Grimlock for the movie studio series. But Max, you reckon it might be something else?
Yeah, I was thinking, like, this is the movie studio series. It looks like a pretty decent Hasbro figure. But we rarely actually see the Hasbro figures leaked in the prototype stage. It's usually as digital renders or leaked packaging. Or from like new PC listings. So what I'm imagining this is either the G Creation version that was teased a while back, or different third-party companies take on Grimlock. Just on account of it looks to be just in someone's house, as a lot of Chinese third-party companies just operated out of. They just
smoking.
Just operated in someone's house. And it's
not been kept in a smoke-free home, obviously, as well.
No.
And they've done it out of 3D printing as well, whereas we rarely see Hasbro using that for their Transformers, at least. Like, whenever we do see prototypes, it's always in the grey resin prototyping.
That's true. I do feel like having a look at this, I feel like the mold is a little bit more obviously, a little bit more Hasbro than the third party. Like there's not a lot of detail there. Like you can see around the legs and the hips and stuff. It's just some pretty big areas, and I don't know. I don't know what to make of this.
Even the hips seem to just peg together where they come apart, much like their some of their Combiner Wars Devastator figures.
Yeah, and the feet seem very simple as well. And like, if this was a leader class, I'd probably be disappointed in it. If it's a Voyager, I'd probably be a little bit happier. But if it's a third party, it's probably about Voyager scale. So I don't know. We'll see.
Does anyone else see a Muppet in that T-Rex head on his right arm? It's just like there's an eye on top. It looks just like it's a Muppet puppet.
No, I think that actually looks like there's a couple of screw holes where some things might attach on.
It doesn't look as detailed as shoulders.
I actually, now that you say it, I do see it. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What has been seen cannot be unseen.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it! There we go. Right.
Yeah. Max
yeah. Took me a moment.
Yeah.
But there's some long fangs on those shoulders.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Hasbro might not go for those long fangs because of safety reasons. So that, to me, sort of makes me think maybe we are looking at a third-party figure.
Time will tell.
It is a Hasbro one. It looks better than either of the Hasbro ones so far. But if it's a third-party one, it doesn't look up to usual third-party standards.
Yeah, it's in that weird grey space in between.
Unless it's a 3D printed prototype of one of the new bathtub, bubble bath bottles.
Soap Studios.
Yeah. Soap Studio. No. Those guys are actually decent. I mean like the bubble bath bottles or something. Because it looks pretty thin. Like it's the whole thing is actually lying on the table.
Not to mention the fact his right shoulder's not even in his shoulder. See the mushroom peg hanging down below the torso there? Are you
talking about his left shoulder?
Oh, okay. As you look at it,
yeah.
No. As you look at it to the right, his right
shoulder
arm,
that is on the right of the image, which is his left shoulder.
Yes, has that mushroom peg hanging down below his shoulder.
Yeah, you're right. That arm is not even attached.
Yeah.
Good job, prototypers.
Yeah.
All right. Look, if it's a movie studio series, we're probably going to find out about it in a few weeks, maybe at New York Toy Fair. We'll see.
Yeah.
But if not, who knows when we'll find out more? Maybe in 2025.
Hmm.
We'll see. I'm about ready to move on from this story. Did any of you guys have anything else you wanted to bring up on it?
We'll wait and see what happens
Usually,
in the future.
To Grimlock, it exists.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Now, Mikey, who's not with us tonight, did a couple of backflips in the discussion group over this figure during the week. This is the new updates to Star Wars powered by Transformers, which is the that's my dog back in the background. So Takara is bringing back Star Wars and Transformers, which we've seen as Transformers crossovers from Hasbro a little bit, but they seem to be bringing them back and re-engineering them and going with new figures. So we are looking at the Transformers Millennium Falcon, which splits apart into two bots, and it turns into a Transformers representation of Han Solo and Chewbacca. You can tell which is which.
Yeah, there's some extra detail to the old mode. Like the Falcon looks a lot better than the original. As for the transformed figures, they look pretty much the same engineering as what we've seen before. I don't see anything new here at all.
They just look.
It's actually just like some detail on the alt mode. Like they've just given it a better coat of paint,
and that weathered look that then transfers over to the bot modes themselves. Like it.
So I thought with the first one that they did, which was that the TIE Fighter for Darth Vader?
Yeah,
I can't remember. It looked like that was a brand new figure. So maybe it's a little bit of both.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like that definitely had a whole different design. It seemed like I think with the original Star Wars Transformers, they were Star Wars designers making Transformers figures, whereas this is supposed to be Transformers designers making Star Wars figures.
I think they just went to the filing cabinet and pulled out the old files.
Yeah, which I could definitely see with the Darth Vader, because it looks really coherent in both modes. So is this, sure, that's a great looking Falcon, but these don't look like very good robot modes to me at all.
The heads are different. They're definitely new heads.
I appreciate how instead of trying to make them look like bastardizations of flesh meshed with weird metal parts, it's actually just a robot version of Han Solo and a robot version of Chewbacca.
Isn't it a little bit weird when you think about the fact that these are actually like flesh and blood characters that have been rendered as Transformers, and they are.
I prefer to think of it.
They've been torn apart.
I prefer to think of it as Han Solo and Chewbacca piloting giant mecha of themselves.
Maybe, yeah, that might be why you get the little figures down below. There is one unanswered question. Actually, there's several unanswered questions about this figure. The one that I would like to posit is: does it have a Gerwalk mode?
Oh, don't you worry. I'm sure. And that's my mission for tomorrow with the original one, to find a Gerwalk mode.
Go on.
Just have Chewbacca hold up the Han Solo and vehicle mode.
Well, it won't be Chewie because his leg is at the back of the Falcon, so Han's at the front of the Falcon, so it's going to be fun trying to pose that together. It's just, yeah, it's that whole thing with the crossover lines we've talked about before, even with the Marvel stuff. Just if you're going to do a ship, okay, you got the Falcon, have it transform into. Okay, there's not an arc. Maybe Omega Supreme, or just have them become characters from Transformers, not characters from Star Wars. Having it like the TIE Fighter shouldn't be Darth Vader. TIE Fighter is piloted by Darth Vader, so have the TIE Fighter a Seeker or something. But they're not doing it, so that's a moot point.
It's so at the moment it's Star Wars powered by Transformers. Maybe for the next version, it needs to be Transformers powered by Star Wars.
We'll We'll see. We'll see.
All right.
That was a very apt reaction.
I think that yawn might be our signal to move on. Now we teased this earlier on. We look masterpiece or third-party movie renditions or third-party renditions of movie Hot Rod. They're like buses. You wait months for them, and then suddenly 2 of them will turn up at once. So what we are looking here tonight. First up, we're looking at a rendition of movie Hot Rod from TF Evo. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think these guys actually have a figure out at the moment, do they, Max?
I'm pretty sure this is their debut figure. Like, I didn't see any information suggesting that they were, sub-branding with another third-party company. So this looks to be their first outing.
And what an outing
Tell
it
us
is.
all about it.
It's perfect. It looks literally perfect.
It's a great-looking figure.
I mean, I cannot fault this thing.
I can. It's got to transform. That's my fault. I don't.
Yeah, okay,
I don't
it's got to
see
transform.
transformation. Yeah.
But Unique Toys Perikill transforms, and that takes sort of 2 minutes, and it's fun to do. And look at this, and it's from an inexperienced company, but you can already see some things in here that are reminding me of Perikill, and that's very exciting to see. Probably my favorite movie character done up so well.
And it excites me that so many third-party companies are doing movie bots. I hope they're in the same height scale, so I can pick and choose between the two. We're going to get to the other one, which is my preferred Hot Rod, but this I cannot see this transforming.
Look, I'm worried it's going to transform. Like, it just looks so perfect. I thought I turned that
There's
off.
no parts to pass for it. It's too humanoid. There's just wow.
The face design is a bit interesting. I feel like they've missed a little bit on the face. I don't remember Hot Rod's face being that orange.
Yeah, they've sort of they've gone with a bit more detail in places. Oh, even that, like, there's no backpack at all. There's just wings. He's got bumblebee wings folded down.
Yeah, so those are like they're the windows on the alt mode as well. Which and if you look at them, they'll fold down as well, so that'll compress even more.
Yeah, so I guess it's Windows, and then wherever Windows would normally be, and they've just folded up the other side section of the car in there as well.
Yeah. Not having an alt mode is definitely hurting this now. Like, we're about to see the next figure. It's got an alt mode that looks fantastic. This just is a...
I'm sure these guys will show their alt mode shortly.
Yeah.
They have shown it, but for some reason the images aren't here.
Okay.
But this thing does
What do you reckon? Should we take a side trip to Weibo? This has never gone well for us when we've done it in the past.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand by for our technical difficulties.
Dun, 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 dun. Ready? TF Evo, here's your Weibo account. Someone at TF Evo is running an iPhone 8. It's the only English word I can make out on the page.
Please allow me to translate. 15.
While Jason figures out how Weibo works, looks like comparing him to a still from a movie. The thing with a face is that there's just a bit too much orange on here. Like, he has a larger black section below the orange on his face in the actual movie.
Yeah, that figure seems to have like a plate, an orange plate on his face.
Yeah, whereas this guy was like, he just had orange cheeks.
I'm declaring the excursion to Weibo to not be working because none of the images loaded. So this is the TF Evo version of movie Hot Rod.
Amazing detail. Looks great, but I like the next one.
Let's go to the next one.
Found an alt mode image next to movie Bumblebee.
Okay.
We need to see that.
I don't know how we're going to see that.
My thing isn't working. Hold on. What is going on my computer? I thought I had something. Okay, I'll just put on my screen share.
Okay.
Right.
Show us.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Oh, look at that.
That
looks like an excellent. There we go. Okay. Oh, there you go. Does that movie B? Movie
yeah, so
Masterpiece
that's
B?
Movie Masterpiece Bumblebee.
All right, we're developing a problem here.
No, I think you are.
So you think about that puts it at about the same size as Unique Toys Lockdown, because that compressed down to about the same size as MPM Bumblebee as well.
Yeah.
So Purakill is going for the MPM line and not just movie line. Because it's a boy.
Purakill is basically movie masterpiece scale, right?
So leader.
Max.
Purakill is MMS scale, so it's like he's got the sort of deluxe-ish Voyager size alt mode, but then a leader scale. Pretty much leader scale robot mode.
Okay.
The compression of mass is pretty much the cleverest part of that figure.
Yeah. All right. Let's have a look
at the second one up, which is very interesting in that it appears to be a collaboration between two third parties that we are well known to compete with each other. This is K3 Lahaya, which is a collaboration between DX9 and Unique Toys. Now, Brad, I think it's really interesting that you've gone for this one over the other.
Looking this on the bigger screen, I regret my previous decision. This looks like a Hasbro release of Hot Rod, where the previous one looked like a third-party release.
Fair enough.
This looks like a Hasbro release on a Revenge of a Fallen budget.
Yeah.
Like we actually have the money to make it properly movie accurate, as opposed to just shoddily retooling Lockdown.
I think it was the face detail. Face detail was what
I can agree with that. Yes.
Yeah. But then this one definitely looks like it transforms, where I'll still hold out that the previous one doesn't. But that alt mode is sexy. That's a sexy Lambo.
It's true. It is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is sort of throwing me off a bit, because I look at the TF Evo one and I think that looks like a much better figure. Whereas I know DX9 and Unique Toys to have a really solid build quality, and they haven't let me down in the past. So, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are going to be in that boat, because that's a really beloved company. It's got just a good solid reputation. However, seeing this, it's throwing me off a bit, because now you have to decide, do you want to take the risk with build quality, or do you want to go for a figure that isn't necessarily as accurate?
No, this one looks...
I reckon this looks smaller.
It looks a lot less detailed in bot mode too, compared to Purakill. Especially hips down. It looks very G1, or not G1, very Hasbro release. But
honestly, I don't think it looks that far off of Purakill. It's just that, like, because Purakill isn't perfect. Like, his legs do have that sort of chunk to them as well, especially if you look on the back, right? So I feel like we're a bit harsh on this, because we've got a TF Evo one as well.
Yeah.
If we'd only seen this DX9 version, then we would absolutely be calling it like the greatest thing ever.
This is nowhere. Yeah, this is nowhere near the comparison between the two primes, between Unique Toys and that other.
Well, I do think his time gun weapon looks better.
The accessories are definitely better, because he's got both guns and a Vivian.
Yeah,
yes,
and then she can hold the staff.
Yep, someone did put a Vivian in it.
You can grab the staff, Vivian.
There's some Smurf at high heels and some long legs. Okay,
that's kind of appropriate for Vivian from the movie, though. But
yeah, true.
Looking at this, you can see also, I think he's got quite a bit of kibble hanging around on his back as well.
He does. Max, does this alt mode look very close to Purakill? I wonder if they just use the same alt mode and revamped the interior into Hot Rod.
I doubt that. I mean, if this is an accurate scale between robot and vehicle mode, then Then I'd say that it's a new mold.
This picture?
Yeah, the picture you got it right there. If that's the actual scale between the two, then no, I wouldn't say so.
No way. No way is that car mode the same scale as the bot mode next to it. That bot is just blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You look at Perokill, and that is a massive robot mode that compresses down to being about the same size as MPM Bumblebee.
Yeah, but look at this, right? So see the front headlights on the chest there versus the front headlights here. Like they're much larger there.
Yeah, true. I mean, I would say it's a retool is like a slight possibility, but then one of my mates was very annoyed at me because I said that the two Lamborghinis look similar. Apparently they're totally different cars.
Yeah, I don't want to point this out, but on that alt mode, that whole front grille section is one piece, whereas on Hot Rod's chest, it splits in half.
Oh yeah, it transforms completely differently if you look at it like that.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's a fake chest under it, Bond, or what's going on there, but
yeah, because Perokill
there.
flips around in the inverse.
No, that's not right, actually, Brad. Because on the chest, you get these three pieces for the grill there, so the center piece has gone somewhere else.
Okay, it closes in.
Yeah. It closes in
the whole middle disappears. Okay, all right. Yeah, all right. But still, that's sexy. I just and good work. Give us a drift. Do drift. A drift and a
crosshairs.
Crosshairs, yeah. Give me a drift and a crosshairs.
I'm surprised no one's touched them. Like we've got a decent hound. You know, we've got the primes coming out. Got our Bumblebee.
Yeah, but your decent hounds are Weijing, oversized KO. Like, I'm sure we can get a decent third party company come in and do it.
Well, even the official hounds, like those are still really good.
Yeah.
Whereas, let's be real, if the official drift in crosshairs, especially the Age of Extinction crosshairs and Last Night drift, are just shit figures. Like they're not very good.
I'm gonna revise something I said before. So apparently this is actually matched with the movie Masterpiece series. So
it is.
Looks like the car mode should be the same size. Don't know about the bot mode, but we'll see. And so he's due for release in the middle of 2018. We'll probably see much more of it before he comes out.
I just love how they're doing some movie figures in the third party line.
It's great to see something other than just Masterpiece G1 stuff. And
there's a lot of grumblings going around at the moment because Masterpiece line seems to be slowing in order to bring out the MPM line. And our third party lines are also jumping into that Masterpiece scaled and MPM line as well.
My wallet's very happy about it.
Not everyone's happy, but
my wallet
is.
There's 35 years of Transformers. There's a lot to call back to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, shall we move on? It does appear to be prototype night. We have a prototype from Fans Toys of a Masterpiece scaled G1 Blur, who they're calling Jabba. No respect.
Well, can't wait for this to come out in 5 years' time.
It is a Fans Toys figure. There is a built-in wait time. But he's looking pretty good as opposed to the G1 cartoon counterpart for Blur.
Oh.
He looks to have a little bit more depth to him than Unique Toys Buzzing.
Yep, he looks, to me at least, just really similar. I think both of those figures really nailed the proportions.
I found Buzzing really like thin. He wasn't very deep. I think Fans Toys have addressed that here, but they've also weirdly added a huge crotch piece on the front of him.
Yeah, people complain about that on Buzzing, and then Fans Toys are just like, yeah, we'll just turn it up to 11.
Just do it as well.
It is a wet diaper. But the Fans Toys are doing the whole Target Master. That they'll do. The whole Target Master thing as well. We've seen it with Coot. Their Hot Rod is supposedly doing the same thing, and yet that's 3 years in the making. It's just weird that after Buzzing and whatever the other one was it Bagcube? Whatever it was, that they're finally Yeah, that they're deciding to go for as well. But yeah, so far after Galvatron, they're going for these other movie bots as well. We've just seen RC is still in the waiting line as well. So
I think they've seen enough people comment that they're waiting to complete their movie masterpiece shelf, and they're just like, "Yep, we'll go for that money."
yeah,
So there's some renders of the old mode, which is very G1.
yeah,
It almost feels 2G1. It's
beyond
it's just
G1.
such a plank.
I've actually felt that a little bit with some of the recent figures as well, like Cup or Coot was. It almost felt a little bit too G1, a little bit too it's just sort of like assembled bits and pieces here and there. I don't know.
Yeah, but this takes that and ratchets it up to 11.
So we mentioned his name is Jabba. He likes
Jabba
to talk a lot. He likes to talk a lot. So Cup is through with it. RC is through with it. And Rodimus is through with it as well.
MP9 Rodimus, not theirs.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, it is too. I was trying to figure out earlier whether or not they'd actually use their own.
Are you sure? Oh yeah, but no, that's right.
It is.
Okay, I thought you were talking. Why would they're going to use MP9 Rodimus? Not even the updated Hot Rod. Like if you're just going to go
because theirs
that
hasn't
terrible
been
thing.
made yet.
Yeah. I guess I don't. Well, you know, they could go with Carry or something other than this.
Well,
He definitely looks good posed up with the other figures, and he's definitely got the smarts to strike some poses as well. So yeah, there we are again.
I just gotta have Patchy vibe. We'd be the same size, so just because of the thing on the head,
Yeah,
butt flap. Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff going on the back of the legs there, which is interesting. That all sort of Constantine is in there and hides. Looking very cartoon accurate at the front and at the back. That's where all the engineering's happening by the looks of it.
Yeah, it does look that way. Yeah.
I don't have a blur figure. I'm not looking at getting anything in the movie line, but it's a nice looking bot. I still think my personal preference would be Buzzing, but I don't want to.
I think you might find that there'll be a few people selling Buzzing. So
yeah.
his
Fans
price
Toys
should come crashing down.
Yeah, Fans Toys has that pedigree. I haven't done that since Hound.
Mm-hmm.
Was my last Fans Toys purchase, so I'm not stringent to that. But that's a good looking bot.
I do hope they change the color of the clear chest piece before production. Like I don't even remember the G1 figure having a clear chest piece.
So looking at the prototype, I'm not sure if that's a prototype or a render, but it looks clear there. But on the render here, it looks like it's not actually clear. So hopefully it's not.
Is that what Coot had? Did Coot have a light blue color, or was it clear?
Coot was painted.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think it's because his chest separated in two.
Yeah,
correct.
All
right. That's Fans Toys. It is now Brad's moment. No, it's not. It'll be Brad's moment in a minute. First of all, there's an Imaginarium art of Nemesis Prime, which is just the same as their Optimus Prime. He's just painted black and in Nemesis colors.
No, hold on. Go to the comparison. They've made a totally new mold for him.
You reckon?
Yeah, it looks like, unless you're just thinking they're just putting parts in different positions.
So they are putting parts in different positions. Like these guys are actually like posable. They do have points of articulation.
Wait,
but
what?
These guys can move.
Are you sure? Because I know
I was pretty sure until you said that. Until you said, "Am I sure?" But like look in there at the arm there. Like that looks like that can move. That looks like it's a hinge. It's not like it's going to be a fully articulated figure, but that's I thought that you could move certain things around.
From previous releases, you can actually. Oh, it's like a hexagonal joint. Doll. Well, you can pull out and you can change different positions of the arm
So they're
it doesn't
sort of doing
quite
that.
pay-
I don't think it's a new mold.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I guess the thing that these guys do is they have like a posable digital render,
Of
which
course,
they
yeah.
then pose and then put into production. Like they talked about that when they revealed their Ironhide
Has anyone figured out why Optimus has 2 guns?
because it looks cooler.
Fair enough.
You're welcome.
300%.
heroic.
So yeah, no, look, this is definitely the same. It's definitely the same like figure or whatever, because like the head is the same. The details on the
Those
top of the legs.
fires, those fires. I don't know about the fires.
No, I reckon the thighs are the same too. Like, so you can see this detail over there. You can see that detail. Same
Yeah, but
detail
go
there.
up. Oh, go up to the. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want to know what he done to that tank to make it so violently.
Clearly, he's still on it.
Now, I wonder if Michael Bay had something to do with this.
Mm.
Mm.
Do we have a
It
price
looks
on this?
good. Oh, I'm sure it's $2,000.
Does
Yeah,
seem
were these guys absurdly? No, that was Prime 1, wasn't it? So
They're all about the same. Between Imaginary Arts and Prime 1, they're not too far apart,
Mhm.
sadly.
All right. So it does say Nemesis Prime is pending approval.
Mm.
Interestingly enough, if you look at the file name, it says Nemesis Prime Ironhide.
There's some Ironhide photos as well here.
like how I was talking about, they have a posable digital model. Like so, this is what I did for Ironhide.
This is about as articulated figure as you're going to get from a statue. They'll pose it, then make it.
I pose it for you.
Yeah, they'll pose it for you. Yeah, but like, so yeah, it's they didn't go to like creating a new figure or anything like that. But
It's not
yeah, you don't have to
Ironhide.
if you're going to do a Nemesis Prime. That's what it's there for, right?
Mm. Yeah, I love the bullet belt gun. It's very Shockwave, the bullet belt going from the backpack into the gun, but it's not Shockwave at all. It's Ironhide. So
Fair enough. Shall we get a move on? We'll move on to the last Imaginarium art statue that is doing the rounds, and this is the one that Brad thinks he's going to be able to convince us to buy. Bam. So this teaser image appeared on their I think it was their Facebook post. That was posted to Facebook. You think it was yesterday sometime? So of course we know that Quintessons have 5 faces. So I think the thought that went around the group was that maybe it would be more accepting of a statue of a figure that never transformed in the first place. So enter the Quintessons with possibly 5 faces of judgment and punishment. Is that a good choice for making him a statue?
there was those Quintesson third-party figures that come out 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, I think KOs of them pop up here and there now too.
Yeah, like, doing it this way, it eliminates the need for any sort of functionality. So, like a Quintesson statue is about as useful as a Quintesson action figure.
Those third-party,
Quintesson, what does it do? You spin it around.
those third-party ones, did they transform? Did they have a Camaro alt mode or a air
seems
blimp
unlikely.
mode? No. So the biggest thing with statues is, well, we need the Transformers to combine, or not combine, transform into alt modes, whatever else. The Quintessons, apart from the heads flipping around, they didn't need to. And we haven't had a lot of Quintesson love. We've had no Quintesson love from Hasbro. We've had that one time when they done third-party ones. If they can stay below $200, which fingers crossed, I'm all for this.
So the estimated price range is apparently $200 to $300 each.
Yeah, but they can make 5 of them, so it's fine.
Okay.
It's not going to be a single one of them.
Fair enough. So Imaginarium Art is apparently starting up the Transformers Legacy of Cybertron line, which should be that price point is actually apparently for the whole. It'll be lasting for the whole series. So each figure in the line will be between $200 and $300 each.
The statue is, I hate to say it, surprisingly a good price.
Yeah, compared to like even a 3A statue, which is $700 to $800. I
Maybe.
want to know how big these are. If these are 2 Frenches tall, then no. Considering their larger statues like that Prime we've seen before is around the $2,000 mark, I wonder how big and how detailed. If they have a base, if they have the tentacles, what happens there?
Yeah, you can't really tell much from here, but look, they did at least comment on their announcement saying, "Keep following. We will announce it very soon." So
yeah, so time will tell, but I'm definitely excited for this.
All right, let's move on. That does round out the news for tonight. Not sure that we have that many. Not sure that we have that many new acquisitions to talk about either, do we?
I've got a couple. What about you?
I do not.
Oh. So is that none at all?
No.
I guess I will make things
Max,
quick
you're
as
up.
humanly possible. Right, so going very fast. Wei Jiang collaborated with Black Apple, rated a nice movie Hound. He's friggin' excellent. He's oversized and improved from the AoE Voyager, including parts from the add-on to make him pretty much entirely movie accurate. Great build quality, great posability. The paint is sensational. Transformation is a bit of a pain just because it has to account for all the remolding and the add-on parts, but it achieves a hell of a lot for what it has to do. So highly recommended.
Cool. Do you have the movie B?
That Wei Jiang did.
No, the movie Masterpiece B.
Yes, I do.
How does he scale towards it compared to that?
I'll go grab him.
Ma.
So that's these two next to each other.
I'm just trying to get a baseline here of what figures
that's
are.
about right.
Yeah, which is kind of lucky given that this guy came out before the movie Masterpiece line was even announced.
Yeah. Because that's one thing with the hot rods we've just seen, sort of going for that movie Masterpiece scale as well. It's just sort of, if you're going to start collecting that line and the movie Masterpiece line as well, you want everything to be in the same scale.
Yeah, like that's the thing. You look at figures like Alien Attack Farage, where they've gone ahead and make the movie Dino, but it's deluxe size rather than being a movie masterpiece.
Yeah.
So like,
it's
what are you doing there?
good.
Just total missed opportunity.
Yeah, it's only good to go after movie stuff, but
what else you got there?
A couple DX9 bits, of which I have very mixed feelings. I do like DX9 on the whole as a company, but especially this guy. So this isn't strictly a transformer, but it transforms and it's from DX9, so I'm talking about it. This is their Freeman, which is their take on Bastion from Overwatch. And here's the thing they did. They sort of decided, okay, we'll make the turret mode and the robot mode perfectly animation or game accurate. So it means that you don't have any kibble or anything like that. But then to the tank mode, they decided, right, so we can have that accuracy. The tank mode is just going to be two massive chunks that you parts fall onto him. And the other thing is, whereas he's really solid throughout the core of his body, the arms are just floppy as all hell, and I've had to constantly tighten these with screws to make them functional.
Mm-hmm.
And from an engineering perspective, he's got this crazy stuff like all these interlinked pistons in the legs and in the abdomen, which is really clever stuff. So you'd think, okay, that engineering is going to carry through to the entire figure, except nothing in the alt mode locks together. So it's like, you're going to have some of the best engineering I've ever seen on a transforming figure in some aspects, but then a company which has built its reputation making transformers is not actually going to include any locking mechanisms in the alt mode. So it's a bit iffy. But just as a straight up action figure, it works really well.
Clearly the B team.
Yeah. Yeah. But probably last but certainly not least.
Oh.
Just got this yesterday. This is DX9's Gewalt.
He's huge.
Jesus Christ.
This is their masterpiece take on Blitzwing. The best way I could describe this guy is he's got 3 ostensibly perfect modes. Good luck getting in between them. Whereas DX9, you look at stuff like their carry or they collaborate with Unique Toys and they did that great provider where they're really fun and intuitive to transform. This guy's basically the opposite of this. Like you look at him, you go, "Oh wow, that nose cone transformation is a really clever idea. Oh, that's a nice movement of mass in the wings." And then it's also like, wow, okay, you can't actually do these things individually. You've got to do a little bit of this and a little bit of this, and then you've got massive chunks of figure hanging off in no man's land. So then you have to transform something. Say you're going from robot to jet, you've got to pull that entire section off, transform this, put that entire section back, transform something else, then flip around. And so it eventually
that's how the G1 figure worked, isn't it?
I'm not quite sure. You feel like on a Masterpiece figure, when it's going between 3 modes that are ostensibly just giant bricks, you'd think that they could make it a bit simpler. I've transformed this a lot, and you do get used to it, but the first couple times round, it's just not fun in the slightest, which is really a shame. He wears it really well. Like I look at this, and I'm like, he's constantly going to tip over, but because he's got a lot of die cast in the legs, and he doesn't even have that big of heels, but he's just so well built that he's fine.
I was going to ask how heavy he feels in your hand.
It's good. Yeah, a couple kilos or so, probably. He's not loaded with die cast, but the plastic they use
where it counts,
rock solid. Yeah,
that's where it counts.
The build quality is the main feature here. It's like a rock solid Blitzwing, and once you do get the hang of a transformation, the issues they do fade away a bit because you can sort of appreciate the really clever movement of mass that happens in some areas. And the really specific ways in which you need to move stuff, you do generally memorize that. So it's not quite like where some figures where it's obvious that this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. So you've got stuff where you've basically got no idea where this is going to go, but you do eventually memorize that. And once you have done it, it becomes a much more enjoyable figure. But the first couple rounds of transformation are just not fun at all.
Good times.
Yeah. That's me.
So that's basically it for acquisitions. I should have a couple of things next week, but we will see how that goes. It depends on some things arriving. What are you giggling at? What are you laughing at?
I won't.
You won't? Okay. Fair enough. All right. I believe that's basically going to be it. We've had a little bit of a disjointed show tonight due to some technical difficulties, so we may end up running a little bit short, but that's all right. I'm sure we'll make up for it next week when there's some more news.
Yeah.
Just quickly before we go, some TCCA business. You can still sign up for membership. It's $5. $5 will see you through to the end of the financial year. If you enjoy the podcast and if you like what we do, if you like the Facebook group and the fact that we turn up to Supernova and conventions and things like that, please consider throwing $5 our way, and you will get some goodies for it as well.
Yeah, we've got Comic Expo coming up on March the 4th or 5th. I think it's the 5th. So that's coming up, and I'll be down there for that. So Melbourne members.
That's in Melbourne.
That's in Melbourne for Melbourne listeners. Come down and say hi.
All right. Very quickly then, that's it. Thank you for listening, everyone. If you're watching the live record, which you're probably not at this point, given that our first live record busted, thanks. Maybe next time.
Appreciate your dedication.
Yes, we do. We look forward to their best efforts. So you'll find links to all of the stories and more in the show notes. You'll find the show notes possibly in your downloaded podcast, but you will find them posted on the Transformers Weekly Facebook page and on the Podbean site. If you want to get in touch with us, you'll find all three of us in the Transformers Collectors Club Australia group on Facebook. Speaking of Transformers Collectors Club Australia, we are a TCCA production. The club is registered and incorporated in Victoria, run by volunteers who donate their time and money to make the club and the world a better place for everyone. We want to connect Transformers fans around the country, and we want to do it by engaging the collecting community. So, look, I think we do an all right job at that as well. So, yeah,
Agreed.
you can find out more about TCCA at transformerscca.com. Thank you for listening, everyone, and there will be more Transformers news next week. So we will be back next week. It's a regular thing. It happens every week now. And, we'll be back then. I'm just going to leave it at that.
We'll be right back. See you guys.
Catch you later.